Hello, welcome to what will hopefully be a number of TED Talks, little videos that I record for you to assist with your learning at home. Um, I will jump right into it to make this video brief. What you can see here is um, a presentation that I will post on Google Classroom, and I'm going to talk through some basic ideas for sentence structure to help you guys with learning grammar on No Red Ink. There are a few things that I've learned over the years that I want to share to kind of help you think through grammar so you're ready for high school. Sentence structure. Sentence structure is how we build sentences. Usually writers use simple sentences. I ate a banana today. The weather sucks. Shopping online is fun. These sentences are grammatically correct. They have subjects and verbs and therefore are complete sentences. Okay? We start with simple sentences and then we get more complex. The next one you guys are probably familiar with, way to build sentences for writing, is compound sentences. We take two complete ideas or complete thoughts, and sometimes we can also call them simple sentences, and we combine them using a fanboy conjunction. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, or so. So these simple and compound sentences, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with. I'd love for you guys to get started learning about how to build complex sentences and the kinds of words that we use to create them. Here are some examples of compound sentences. Notice that before each conjunction, fanboy conjunction, we have a comma. This is usually the case. We usually have a comma before conjunction. Sometimes and we do not, but you can, and so it's usually correct to include a comma before a conjunction. All right, complex sentences. Well, complex sentences are complex. We use different kinds of conjunctions or connecting words to combine more than one thought or idea. Okay. So when you get into No Red Ink and you master the compound sentences with fanboys, then they're going to start teaching you about subordinating conjunctions. Now, subordinating is a really big word. Basically, it means that it's taking a sentence and making it subordinate to another. Okay? The analogy is in the Army, a officer is subordinate or dependent on his commanding officer. Without his commanding officer, he can't stand alone. That's what SWABIes or subordinate conjunctions do in a sentence, and this will make more sense to you once I show you an example. So the SWABIes are on the left here: since, when, after, because, and if. There are more subordinating conjunctions than these that do the same thing, but these are kind of the main ones that you're going to be practicing on No Red Ink. So the example I wrote here is after I consumed the rest of the ice cream. So when we're dealing with complex sentences, we want to use our ear and think about, well, if I heard someone say this in English out loud to me, would it make sense? Would it kind of stand on its own? Would it be grammatically correct? After I consume the rest of the ice cream. There's kind of like a pause at the end, like, well, what's coming next? When we use the SWABI after, we're making it dependent on something else. We need to include a second complete thought in order for it to be grammatically correct. Two types of SWABI sentences. So we're getting to the tail end of our mini lesson here. It's really important that you get on No Red Ink and practice learning these concepts as well. And you can always refer back to this video and the slides that I post to clarify your understanding. It says, after I consumed the rest of the ice cream, what was missing was another complete thought. I felt sick. Okay, as soon as we use that after, we now have a subordinate phrase after I consume the rest of the ice cream that cannot stand on its own, and it's dependent on another idea. I felt sick to be a complete thought. Okay. Writers use swabbies now both at the beginning and the middle of sentences. So we can use that after or when or because or if at the beginning of a sentence or in the middle of a sentence. So I actually rewrote your example with the swabby in the middle. We just changed the order around. I felt sick after I consumed the rest of the ice cream. All right, well, that brings us to the end of this mini lesson. And I'm just testing out this recording video. Please ask questions or make comments in the Google Classroom section. I'll link this to YouTube, so you'll find it on YouTube. But please make comments on Google Classroom. If you have questions, please send them my way, and hopefully you'll be seeing more of these videos coming up.